Hey everyone, how you all doing? Good morning. This is Bami, and my name is Bami, and I'm the founder of Inspired to Soar Limited. Welcome to my conversation with God this morning. And I know this is very early, so you're probably going to be watching this on the replay. Today, I want to talk about my younger self and the things I wish I could go back and tell my younger self. You see, over the last couple of days, I got reacquainted with some friends from secondary school who I haven't seen or spoken to in 24, 25 years. And, you know, it's interesting. There are so many things going back to that time that I had forgotten, that I don't even think about anymore or whatever. But in the process of talking to them, I realized that there were certain character traits from that time that I thought were a detriment, that I thought were a disadvantage to me. So before I go any further, I'm going to read an excerpt from my book, okay? And here's the book again. It's titled Navigating Your New Normal, A Roadmap for Life Fulfillment After Trauma. And it's 3 parts memoir and 1 part framework. And the whole premise of it is to give you like a sort of sat-nav or map for the aftermath of trauma or challenging circumstances. So that's what Navigating Your New Normal is all about. So I'm going to read a couple of parts now, and then I'll put things in context. Okay, then. So on page 16, I read, I wish I could go back and tell my teenage self that her feelings mattered and were worthy of consideration. I wish she could have been given information about breast cancer at the very beginning and in a way that would have pulled the family together to support her mother better, pulling down the boogeyman effect. Okay, the context to that was to do with when my mom was diagnosed with breast cancer, and she passed away when I was 17. And there was so much secrecy, tension, anxiety because of the kind of family I grew up in. So going back to that, my teenage self, and within the context of that, I was going to school. None of my friends knew what I was going through, what was happening at home or anything like that. So a couple of the things that came up in my conversations with friends from the past, or blasts from the past, I should say. One of them was to do with the whole thing about not being part of the crowd. You see, one of them said, oh, a lot of times that I had my head in a book and I will be smiling to myself and everything, so that whenever they were having their own discussions or whatever like that, I wouldn't be part of that. You see, on the one hand, okay, you could say that maybe should I have joined in a lot of those things? No, at that time, none of those things, I didn't feel that any of those things applied to me. So, which didn't. Thank you. Hello, whoever's joined me, because I cannot see you, I cannot see who you are. So, but thanks for joining me. So, and you know what? None of those other things that we're doing applied to me. So I just got on with it. And that thing has stood me in good stead even till now. Because not being in a world of conformity, in a world of keeping up appearances and everything like that, I realize more than ever it's important for me to stand out. It's important for me to own who I am. It's important for me to just be me, you know. And when I keep relishing my uniqueness, I serve others better. I serve myself better, and I serve others better. So I want to ask you the question: what is one character trait from when you were young that has served you positively well till now? Can you please write that in the comments? Let's engage. Let's talk to one another. I might not be able to see a lot of your comments now, but I will respond to them as I see them. Which of those character traits, at least one character trait from maybe when you were a teenager or when you were in your early 20s or something like that, that has stood you in good stead even till now. Because like I said, not being part of the pack, my being set apart has been a good thing for me, because it's enabled me time and time and time again to stand up for what I believe, to own my truth, and to just be myself and not struggle to fit in and not try to be somebody that I am not. By so doing, I serve others well, and that means that I can stand up and proclaim my message, my mission, my passion, without any apologies. That doesn't mean I use that to exclude people or anything like that. It's just the way it is. Now, the other thing that one of these friends also said was that a lot of times I used to be quiet. But it's interesting, isn't it? Because I remember way back when I was about 8, 9, 10, I used to do a lot of talking. I could not stop. And that used to be, I used to be told that was a drawback, that was a flaw. So by the time I got into my teens, I desperately wanted to be quiet. I wanted to be quiet. I wanted to just be one of those people who will not say anything and all that stuff. So it was like I didn't allow my voice to be heard. But you know what? That same thing, that same trait that I saw as a character flaw is what's come to bear now, because how could I be a speaker if I don't speak? And how could I be a speaker? How could I be someone who inspires others if I don't speak? If my voice is silent, if I don't let my voice be heard? So I want to encourage you that get in touch with that younger part of yourself. That younger part of yourself, the traits that have stood you in good stead, that maybe you don't necessarily let people see that often, but it's an advantage to you now. It can be an asset to you now. And you know what? Life is very interesting, isn't it? Now, in saying that I wish I could go and tell my younger self that everything will be okay, that's the other thing as well. Don't we just think about when we were younger, the things that we were overly concerned about, and the things that we were not sure how we will figure out and everything like that. And decades later, we can look back and say, wow, it all worked out in the end. So I want to encourage you, get in touch with the younger part of yourself sometimes, because there are so many of us that when we're younger or whatever like that, for whatever reason, we had big dreams, we had big ambition or whatever it is, but life happened, things happened, and maybe we forgot those character traits, those beautiful things about ourselves. Get in touch with those and share in the comments. Let's encourage one another. Let's inspire one another, because every single part of you, every single thing that makes you you, it's for a purpose, it's for a reason. And I believe it's first and foremost to help you be happier within yourself. So it's first and foremost for you, but also it's for others. So don't despise your uniqueness. Don't try to squash the unique person that you are. And just like I'm embracing that unique person that I am, that all those traits from when I was younger and everything like that, I'm enjoying exploring those parts of myself now. Until the next time, I want you to be inspired to soar. I want you to get in touch with the younger, fearless version of yourself, and let that man or woman free. Let that girl or boy free in the man or woman that you are today. And just spread your wings and soar. Take care. Bye. Have a good day. Bye.